Well, you can see we can have a 3 minutes for settings. All setting is clear. Okay. Now we have another settings, but that is the environment is we can see. Uh, oh my God. Oil. Okay. Uh, Tulsi Gabbard. Mm, we have just 3 minutes for now. Okay. Mm. For this time, we have seen some delay. Okay. Now here is clear. Well, Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It's me, Michael Cesare Santa. You are welcome in my channel, Afghan Jelebi Michael Cesare Santa. I am here with you. As the title, you know that now we are going to know. That means now we are going to discuss the probable dark secret on Tulsi Gabbard Education. Well, now as a 9 video on the podcast or on the playlist, you know that who was Tulsi Gabbard, but some person would maybe know. Some person does not know who was Tulsi Gabbard. Okay. Tulsi Gabbard is a woman to be a United States National Intelligence Director. She is a National Intelligence Director that she can control the National Intelligence Department of the United States of America. But now, today we are roasting that. We want to expose what is the probable dark secret that Tulsi Gabbard was a homeschooled. Now we can see here is the points. Okay. Now let's see. Okay. But I would like to sit here for 2 minutes. Well, here, okay. Now here is Tulsi Gabbard, and here is a personal life, personal data. She born as April 12, 1981. Her age is 44, and now here is the important data we are exposing her educational life. Okay. Well, Tulsi Gabbard was raised in Hawaii. During her early years, Gabbard's parents owned a vegetarian restaurant. The national Delhi is Molili, Hawaii. Gabbard's childhood was include suffering, martial arts, and yoga. She was mostly homeschooled except for 2 years for of a girls' school in Philippines. Now, okay. now you can see here is our probable problems that here we can get the probable dark secret of Tulsi Gabbard about the educations. Okay. Well, here is she is just 2 years in a girls' school in Philippines, and in 18 years she was in a homeschool. Well, Tulsi Gabbard raised in Hawaii in early years. Tulsi Gabbard parents own a vegetarian restaurant. Well, you see that what is a okay. Well, you see what is the vegetarian restaurant. Well, a vegetarian restaurant is a restaurant where you can have a bread with tomato. You can be served as a food. And what is the food items? As my workness, I know that for vegetarian food item would be bread with tomatoes, well, potato crackers, well, potato soup, and red vegetable soup, soup, etc. Everything soup is from the vegetables. And you can have a bread just with vegetables, and it is perhaps a pizza, vegetable burger, etc. But now, well, when now let me see who is the okay. Who is the mother? Okay. Now, her Tulsi Gabbard father is a Michael Gabbard. Well, he is a nice person. Perhaps he is a Democrat person, but he is a nice person. Well, all of they can earn only 10,000 US dollars or 20,000 US dollars in the times. It would be very decent, but nowadays the salary would be 200 US dollars or 500 US dollars. It's income, a monthly income. That was the best income for the family. Well, in the points. Tulsi Gabbard parents containing a vegetarian restaurant. Well, Tulsi Gabbard can have contents maintain a feast of suffering, martial art, and yoga. Oh. Well, they were suffering, martial art, and yoga. But why when Tulsi Gabbard can maintain feats of suffering, martial arts, and yoga, and her father Michael Gabbard contents a vegetarian restaurant, then as the educational points, in 18 years, why Tulsi Gabbard contents homeschooling? Here is my questions. Because let me tell you in the context that who can contents okay, let me tell you in the context who can be homeschooled. Okay. Well, in American schools, you can say that Here as a 50%, well, you have to, your passing marks is 80%. That means in American school, course is mathematics. In exam of 200%, 200 marks, your passing marks is 160%. Well, and now, here is a liberalism in our points. You can be in the same class and same school for 20 years. Well, if your answer, if your performance is 155 marks out of 200 marks in a mathematical exam in a school of class 3, you cannot be promoted as class 4 student. Well, you can remain in class 3 student for 20 years. There is no problem. It is a liberal point. But but here is a catch. You can be homeschooled if and only if your performance is your performance score is 20, below 20 marks out of 200 marks in mathematical exam. Because now because as an American teacher can try to an American teacher can try to effort on his one student who is failed because of the performance score as below 155 and above 140 out of 200 marks in mathematical in any exam. A teacher can afford on this type of students. A teacher can afford on the student whose performance is below 120 and above 100 out of 200 marks in any exams. Well, if your score as an American school student, if your score is one as a failed student, if your score is 152 out of 200, American school teacher still have an effort on you. If your score is 118, 112 out of 200 in exams, American school teachers can contest and afford on you on the still time. Even if your score is 85 out of 200, teacher can have still an effort for you. But and only but if your score is 17 out of 200, 17 that is below 20, or if your score is 11 out of 200, well, the American school teacher cannot have an effort for you because you are an headache for American teachers. And in that case, well, here in that case, here homeschooling is necessity. Well, and what is the source? It is not a professional real source, but it is the experience of my school teacher. Well, my school teacher, one day, my school teacher Olivia said to our parents, and I hope discussing on our friends' parents, we know that if any student get 0 marks out of 100 in English exams, that means she is totally failed. There is no hope that we cannot have any effort to teach the students. We can have any effort because she is dumb like a donkey. But if the student score is 32 marks out of 100 in English exams, where in that time 33% marks is passing marks, well, our teacher can grace 1 marks to promote her. Well, even the student score, even the student score is 48 out of 100. Well, A, B, C. Well, then C is on the C grade, right? But our teacher can promote her in B grade students by gracing her marks as 2 marks. Okay? Well, in that as our experience, Madam Olivia say, if your score is below 10 out of 100, that means your score is 8 out of 100, that means you need homeschooling, because there is no effort on you to pass promote or to the next class by hook, and that is the problems. Well, and nowadays you can see we have a personal tutor, we have a online to have a teachers. Well, now here we can say why we need homeschooling. Now they are said what is homeschooling exactly? Okay. Here we can have 2 marks. Well, perhaps I would delete the live if I could not contain even 30 out of 30 out of 100. Well, I hope it is okay for our air cooling. And now you can see Oh, okay. Well, now see what is homeschooling. Homeschooling, American is English, also known as home education of elective home educations. Well, in the education, school age children are verily or places other than a school. Well, usually conducted by a parents, tutor, or online teachers. Many homeschool family use less formal, more personalized, and individual method of learning that are not always found in a school. The actual practice of homeschooling varies considerably. To spectrum range from highly structured, from based on traditional school lesson to more open, free from just say unschooling, what is the lesson and curriculum, free implement of homeschooling. Some families who initially attend a school go through the deschooling process to decouple from school habits and prepare for homeschooling. While homeschooling is a term commonly used on North America, homeschooling is primarily used in Europe and many Commonwealth countries. Homeschooling should not be confused with distance education. Here is the points. Okay, but now we can see. Now here is the points for what is a teaching method. Well, homeschooling curriculum is free and homeschooling uh, just not an classical educations. Well, what is trivium? Uh, Here is the method about grammar, logic, and here is the geometric, music, arithmetic. You can have an homeschooling. Here's the method. Okay. Now you can have as points. Well, here as points we can see. Now, well, now we can see. You know where to which the date of birth that Tulsi Gabbard was born. Tulsi Gabbard was born in April 12, 1981. Okay. Uh, she was able to go to a school as class 1 student is, well, 6 year age, that means 1987. Well, 1987, she was able to go to school as class 1 student. But still, in 18 years, in 18 years, she is homeschooled in 18 years. Well, she is homeschooled. Now, as a meritorious students, who can have a homeschool? Well, homeschool is only the possible when the area was a rural area. Well, people in every class, well, in every age, person, a student can be 10 out of the overall populations uh, in the place city where Tulsi Gabbard live. Well, well. Now, for an example, you are living in rural area, and in from the center 100 kilometer distance there was no school. Well, there was no school, and you have an education spots. You want to be educated. Well, there was some persons some person to be reached with net worth of 2 billion United States dollars. Well, he can establish a homeschool for every student in the rural area, because there was not any primary, there is not any the primary school or high school or college or university exists in that area. So to be educated, you have to be homeschooled in under the rich house. Under the rich house. Here is the point. If and only if you can be educated. And now, here is my questions. Well, now here is my questions. That now I have discussed that what is pro and cons of homeschooling, or I have discussed that why talentless student or more talented student can be homeschooled. Here I have discussed. But now let's back to the topic, or to roast Tulsi Gabbard. Okay. Now the topic to roast Tulsi Gabbard is that in Hawaii, where she lives, she lives in Hawaii and Florida. Well, in Hawaii province, there is a stability for any schools. There is an option to have a regular school. There is an option, and in Florida, everybody knows that there is several best schools, several best colleges in Florida, as well as Hawaii, and as well as every other province of the United States of America. Well, as Michael Gabbard is a democratic man, and he has an ownership of vegetarian restaurant, well, he can send her daughter to New York or Texas for the regular school education. But still, here is the questions that why Tulsi Gabbard is homeschooling. Now, here is coming the probable dark educations. Okay. Well, okay. Now, her dark education is here is a school performance of Tulsi Gabbard as an American female school student. Well, mathematics in class 3. Now, what is the questions? Question is 9 cube minus 2 to the power 8 equal to what? Well, the answer of Tulsi Gabbard is 77. Okay. Well, while the correct answer is 9 cube minus 2 to the power 8 equal to 729 minus 256 equal to 473. Now, what is 9 cube? 9 cube is 729. Now, what is 2 to the power 8? 2 to the power 8 is equal to 56. Okay. Now, what can I describe 473? Well, 400 is square root of 160,000. Oh, Tulsi Gabbard is illiterate. 1,60,000. Well, and what can I describe about 73? So we can describe 73 as 80 minus 7. Okay. Now, what is cube root of 80? Cube root of 80 is 512,000. And what is square root of 49? Square root of 49 is 7. Well, that's all set. Okay, and now here, finally we are accomplishedly reached into 31 minutes. Well, and now we can say what is our topic on the points. Just have 2 minutes. Okay. Well, and now here is the points. Well, what is 77? Here we have to see. Well, 77 as a subtractional combination, 77 can be 177 subtract by 100. Well, or 100 subtract by 23, right? Okay. Now here is the confusion as Tulsi Gabbard does not know what is 9 cube, and Tulsi Gabbard does not know what is 2 to the power 8. Well, Tulsi Gabbard born in 1981. Well, Tulsi Gabbard as a age, Tulsi Gabbard was able to go to school as class 1 student in 1987. Okay, that means in the points, Tulsi Gabbard would be class 3 student in 1989. Okay. Now let me see who is the president in 1989. Okay. Now let me see. Here we can go now. P. We can see as the points the list of presidents of leads President of United States. Okay, we can see. And here we can go now. When Tulsi Gabbard could be class 3 student, now you can see who was the president and who was the governmental party of the United States of America. Okay. Here we go. Now let's have a Bill Clinton's. Okay. Well, terms is January 203, 1989 to January 20, 1993. Well, it is. Okay. You can see that, and as a Ronald Reagan, well, January 20, 1981 and January 20, 1989 as an Republicans. Well, okay. Here we can see. Well, done gone. Okay, now we can have a see who we know that George H.W. Bush. Okay. Now who is it? James Danford. Well, here we can have a points. 1981. Okay. In the term of Ronald Reagan and George Herbert Walker Bush, well, the term of Republican is 1981 to 1989. Okay? Well, 1981 to 1989, and as a Ronald Reagan and presidency, and George Walker Bush presidency is 1989 to 1993. Now you can see that. Okay. Well, now you can see that George at the Bismillah of years of the Ronald Reagan, Tulsi Gabbard was born. Well, and when it was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, you can see when Tulsi Gabbard was able to go to school as class 1 student, it was third year, second term of the presidency of Ronald Reagan. Well, term is Republican. Okay, and now you can see George Herbert Walker Bush terms in the Bismillah years of George Herbert Walker Bush period. It was a Republican times. The first years, Tulsi Gabbard was able to go to school as class 3 student as her age. And now, now you can see as an Republican era, 2007 to 87 to 93. That is 6 years. As a 6 years of Tulsi Gabbard school life under Republican era, particularly Ronald Reagan and George Herbert Walker Bush, we can still Tulsi Gabbard is a homeschooling. Now here is our questions that why Tulsi Gabbard is a homeschooled. Well, you can learn Bhagavad. You in home you can learn Bhagavad Gita, no problems. You wanted to be Hindu, in home you can learn Bhagavad Gita, no problems. Well, here was the times that in 1993. Well, uh, in the starting time of Bill Clinton, the Democratic leaders, well, well, ordinary computer, personal, well, individual computer is just introduced in office. It is not, it was still not at home. It was still at an office or a professional school times. Okay. Here we have 2 minutes times. Here in my neighbor's points, well, madrasa teachers invited every student every children come to madrasa. Okay, just 2 minutes. Well, now you can see my YouTube live locations is Germany, but still I am living in the poor country in South Asia. You know what is that? Okay. But the problem is that now let's have the topics. Well, as a general, in the topic is that as a Bill Clinton presidency, individual computer introduced only in school and higher school and only in an office time. Well, and still personal computer was not introduced in every home. In that times, nobody knows that what can be the personal computer. Well, if you are a hacker, that means if you are a hacker at home, well, that means you are relatives of National Security Agency or Central Intelligence Agency or relatives of Secretary of our any of the governor of any provincial state of the United States of America. Here was the status. If you have an individual computer, that means you are a relative of a higher governmental officer. It was the era of Bill Clinton in 1993. Okay. In as a 2007, so 1993 to 2007, so, and accordance in the presidency of George W. Bush, individual computer was introduced in individual computer is introduced in every home in United States of America. but not still in India and Bangladesh. Well, and still, but social media introduced in 2006, and that times it was the era of, it was website era. Definitely, it was website era. Well, now in her homeschooling, Tulsi Gabbard has no choice to have an online teacher. 100% she would have tutors. But now our question is, what she was needed, why was Tulsi Gabbard needed? Well, now here is my question, and that is, why was Tulsi Gabbard needed online a tutor as a homeschooling? Now here are the points. Well, now here is the points, and the answer is, what is a syllabus in homeschooling? Well, homeschooling, in regular schooling, I have to content syllabus of class 6 in 2007. I have to content a syllabus of class 7 in 2000, the calendar of 2008. Well, I have to content the school syllabus of class 9 in the calendar of 2010, where I have to content the school syllabus of class 10 in 2011, and now I have to content the school syllabus of O-level in O-level exam in the calendar of 2012. Well, as a regular school, well, in every age, every school syllabus has a fixed period. But in homeschooling, there are no fixed syllabus. Well, you can know Tulsi Gabbard is homeschooled, and Thomas Alva Edison is also homeschooled. But in the points, and perhaps Albert Einstein is also homeschooled. But for Albert Einstein, well, for Albert Einstein and Thomas Alva Edison, well, for a boy student can complete a syllabus of class 6 syllabus in January month calendar 2008. He can complete syllabus of class 6 in that time. He can complete syllabus of class 7 in February calendar 2008. For January is for class 6 syllabus is January calendar 2008. February is for class 7 syllabus is February for February calendar 2008. Class 8 syllabus is for March month calendar 2008. Well, class 9 syllabus he can complete in uh, April month calendar of 2008, and class 10 syllabus he can complete in May month 2000 the calendar 2008. In 2008 calendar, a meritorious homeschooled student can complete from well 5 school syllabus from class 6 to class 10 in first 5 months of calendar 2008. But what about girl students? We know that, well, girls are talentless. We know. Here is proven that from now there is no chief executive officers in Microsoft as women. There is no chief executive officer as Google as women. There are no women to be chief executive officer as Facebook. There are no women to be chief executive officer as a Tesla. There is no women to be chief executive officer as a SpaceX, and there is no woman to be chief executive officer as a Twitter. But while there is the period of governmental feminism, well, I don't know what would be the next year, next calendar. Okay. Why is the reason? The reason is women are mostly talentless. Here is the point. Well, as a girl student start the syllabus of class 6 in 2008, and in the calendar of 2008 January month, and she can complete class 6 school syllabus at the December month, and calendar is 2095. Here is the point. Well, that is why because of homeschooling. That is why homeschooling contains no fixed syllabus. Okay? And perhaps Tulsi Gabbard could be class 3 student from 1989 to 2001 as a homeschooling. Just because here mathematical question in class 3 question was 9 cube, what is the value of 9 cube minus 2 to the power 8? Her answer is 77, while the correct answer is, well, 473, and the perfect answer is square root of 160,000 plus cube root of 512,000 minus square root of 49. It was the perfect answer, and the correct answer is 473. Well, now we have seen you accidentally. Her result is 2 marks out of 200 marks in mathematics. In this type of result, Tulsi Gabbard could continue as a class 3 student from 1989 to 2001. She can continue as a class 3 student with this type of result and this type of mathematical education she achieved. Well, here is the points we can see. And now here we can see what was her brain and what was her intelligence. We can know what is she. Okay, and now just imagine. Some of our friends is from England, some of our friends is from Americans, some of our friends is from Indians, and some of our friends is from Bangladeshi. Well, even some of our friends is from Saudi Arabia. It is very good for us. But let's have to see. Okay, why if as a Saudi father, what if your girl studying class 3 in 11 years at the school? Well, that means what if your daughter started to study of class 3 as January month, calendar 2009, and end class in the syllabus of class 3 as December calendar 2020. What is your reactions? Well, you would like to say, well, you yourself would have a mindset to send your daughter to a Saudi prison with any false criminal charges just because your daughter start studying at class 3 in January calendar 2009 and end the study in class 3 school level in December calendar 2020. Well, everybody is frustrated, yeah. You Saudi, everybody of you Saudi would be frustrated that our daughter is good for nothing. She should not have a right to live with freedom. Now I would send her in the prison by hook and by crook. But what about Tulsi Gabbard? Well, perhaps the probability is that when she is mostly homeschooled, here is a probability that she could start to study class 3 at 1989. And end class 3 in 2000 and end to study class 3 as complete in the calendar December calendar 2000, and still she became the United States National Intelligence Director in the presidency of Donald Trump. What would Americans' reactions? Michael Gabbard, well, now as a feeling of Michael Gabbard, he would like to purchase S-400 missile to have an assassin to assassin Tulsi Gabbard on Washington DC. Here is the feeling of Michael Gabbard as a because a field student of homeschooling daughter can be United States National Intelligence Director, then there is has no options to be educations. Well, nowadays every teenagers students are feeling that education is not important in American for American students. The American students of 12 years feels that is feeling like that, and now the presidency is 11 years class 3 fail in homeschooling can be the director of United States National Intelligence, and there is just a frustration. Okay, but now I would like to tell you the frustration level is the next point. Now I am feeling worried that what would be the educational circumstance in American school and American college. Okay. Now here is sociology in class 3. Okay. Sociology in class 3, question number 0. Here we can see there is a case of rape case where prosecutor is Gal Gadot. Well, Jewish girl and accused person is Henry Cavill, a Jewish man. Who is rapist? Well, the answer of Tulsi Gabbard is Henry Cavill is rapist, but the current answer is Gal Gadot is rapist. Result: 0 marks out of 200 in sociology. Okay. Well, now here we can see. Yeah. Well, here is class 3. Well, now why would I say that? Why would I have an importance sociology of class 3 as a homeschooling? Here's the reason. Okay. The reason is written into Wikipedia. Well, but now, okay. Here is military service. Okay. Just a moment. Well, in April 2003, while serving as a Hawaii state legislature, Gabbard enlisted the Hawaii Army National Guard in July 2004. She was deployed for 12 months to in Iraq. Okay. Now here is a political career. Well, in 2002, after registering, registering is the United States is the process of drawing election districts boundary. Okay, Gabbard won the 4-candidate Democratic primary for the 42nd districts of the Hawaii House of Representative with plural at 43% of vote. Okay. Now, well, in calendar 20, well, in calendar 2002, what would be the age of Tulsi Gabbard? Let me assuming. Tulsi Gabbard age would be 21 because she was born in the calendar of 1981. In calendar 2002, her age would be 21 years. Well, and now, well, she won four candidate Democratic Party in the primary and second, well, 42nd district of Hawaii House Representative and with the plenary of 43% vote. Well, in 2002, she is her first success is as a Hawaii House of Representative. Here is the early political career. Okay. Now, and therefore, I believe that what would be her education about sociology? Let me check. I have checked it, and now where I found that sociology in class 3. Here is question 0, and question 0 is here we can see in Hawaii Judiciary Code, rape case is on. Well, the prosecutor, you are the judge. Tulsi Gabbard is a judge, and prosecutor is Gal Gadot, and a Jewish girl, and accused person is handicapped, a Jewish man. Now, in a rape case, who is rapist? Now, here we can see, the answer of Tulsi Gabbard is Henry Cable is a rapist. Now, what is her logic? The logic is that, her logic is that, since Henry Cable is a man and Gal Gadot is a woman, when Henry Cable see Gal Gadot, he would like that the Gal Gadot would be mine, and now while Gal Gadot would be mine, Henry Cable would have a sexual persecution on Tulsi Gabbard. That means a rape case. Okay. For some points, we want to say that is gender unethical. Henry Cavill would have a gender unethical honeymoon on Gal Gadot. Here is the points. Tulsi Gabbard's points. But the correct answer is Gal Gadot is a rapist. Now, as you can see that Michael, why are you talking about like that? Gal Gadot is a woman and Henry Cavill is a man. How Gal Gadot can be a rapist? And my answer is that in the questions, why not Gal Gadot can be a rapist? Why can there be a 100% probability that Gal Gadot can be rapist? Because she is a woman. Now seeing a man, woman's gender horny feelings is on high, and they want to broke the man's gender reputations. Women want to broke that. Well, in physically, women can have a contest a gender unethical honeymoon on man. Therefore, now here is a ring, and here is an finger to entry on ring. When in finger on entry on ring, the ring feel comforts and finger feels a pain. Well, in the reality, when in honeymoon, gender honeymoon times, vagina feel vagina feel comfort and pain 10 plus 5 feel pains. Therefore, we can say that women is 100% rapist. And here, Gal Gadot can be proved 100% rapist. Well, okay, we have just 2 minutes. Let me have a Bengali. Abol. হ্যাঁ না গোসল তো করি নাই বাস 2 মিনিট লাগবে আরে আজকে একটু দেরি হয়ে গেছে ভাই গোসলে যাবো ভাই Well. Here we can say I was talking with Bengali language with another persons. Well, my mother tongue is Bengali. We can say like that. Because I am a citizen of Bangladesh in 2017. Okay, and now it is the proud of my times that I can be a citizen of Bangladesh. Well, the proud is that I am telling the truth that I am a citizen of Bangladesh in 2017. It is my proud moment to inform you. Okay. And now, therefore, personally, I have a Bengali conversation with another person. Okay, let's have the topics. Well, in 1989 to 2000, in 11 years of class 3 at homeschool, Tulsi Gabbard could not answer the sociology properly. Well, as we can say, in a sociology questions for class 3, she has an 100% wrong answer. Tulsi Gabbard contained a 100% wrong answer from 1989 to 2000. Hence, her result in sociology class 3 is 8 out of 200 marks from 1989 to 2000. But still, as we can see, she became okay. Now we can see as a 2000, she became well Hawaii House representative in 2002. Well, she just considered as a promote in class 4 of homeschooling in the calendar of 2000, uh, notwithstanding roast performance in sociology and in 2002, in the calendar of 2002, she became Hawaii House representative uh, with 43% vote. Here, now, here is that is the probable dark secret of Tulsi Gabbard homeschooling. There has been the dark secret. Well, I mean that is the probable dark secret. Well, and now here's the second point. Okay, I would like to have a 4 minutes in the. I would like to have a 4 minutes in the live stream, and then I would like to have take a bath. In the time we have been late. Okay. Now just 4 minutes, and now here we can have the points. Well, I am going to be a TikTokia. Well, okay. Here is question number 1. Well, here Father Henry Cavill contains net worth of 500 trillion United States dollar. One son is Robert Downey Jr., one daughter is Gal Gadot. Who is your inheritance verdict? Answer of Tulsi Gabbard. As inheritance, Robert Downey Jr. should get 340 trillion United States dollars. Gal Gadot should get 60 trillion United States dollars. While correct answer is that Robert Downey Jr. should get 499 trillion 999 billion 999 million 999,000 999.99 United States dollars. Well, Gal Gadot should get only 1 United States cents. And as a result, Tulsi Gabbard got 0 marks out of 200 in sociology. Okay. Now, here we say, well, with this type of sociological knowledge, well, you are a Saudi fathers. Your daughter starting in class 3 has this type of sociological knowledge at class 3 school. What would you want to? You would assume that your daughter would be at Saudi prisons, or for her in the Saudi execute day. Her points is like inna lillahi wa inna ilahi rajiun. In there, in your way, you can see that. But now for a Tulsi Gabbard, well, This type of sociological school knowledge, while she is a class 3 homeschooled student from 1989 to 2000, what is her achievement or political career? Let me see. Okay. Hi. Okay. Gabbard then won the general election with 60.7% of the vote, defeating Republican Alison Jones. At the age of 21, Gabbard became youngest legislator ever elected in Hawaii history. She was the time to be youngest woman ever elected as United States legislator. In 2004, Tulsi Gabbard filed the re-election but volunteered for the Army National Guard service in Iraq. Rita Cavallina, who filed a run against her, called on Gabbard to resign because she would not be able to electively represented for the district from Iraq. While she legally would have been allowed to hold her seat, a directive from the Defense Department issued in August 2004 would have been forbidden her from voting on bills or fulfilling the duties her election office. The duration her active duty deployment. Gabbard announced in August 2004 that she would not campaign for a second term, and Cavalier won the Democratic primary with 58% vote. State law prevents the removal of Gabbard's name from the ballot. And Honolulu City Council 2011, after returning from her second deployment in Middle East in 2009, Gabbard ran for the seat on the Honolulu City Council, vacated by City Councilman Roy Town in 6 districts, who decided to retire and run as mayor of Honolulu. In the 10th candidate non-patriotism open primary in September 2010, Gabbard listed first with 26.8% of the vote. The seat represented per town Honolulu include Aloha Heights, Kylie Valley, and area of Mackay and Kylie. And time her campaign was for the council, Gabbard was still publicly known as Tulsi Gabbard Tomato. During her campaign, Gabbard's opponent accused her to improperly using her tax attempts tell off for American non-profit promote to her candidates in organization with a 501c non-pros forbidden for interest political access. Okay. Gabbard won the election on November 2 as the capturing of 49.5% of the vote to defeating Cecilia Moepono. Okay. Now you can see Tulsi Gabbard in 2020. Well, in 2002, at the age of 21 years, Tulsi Gabbard won the district Hawaii House representative, and in 2011, Tulsi Gabbard won the Honolulu City Council. Here is the career on Tulsi Gabbard, political career. But as a homeschooling, what is homeschool? Her homeschooling. Here, her homeschooling. In homeschool, the question of sociology at class 3, the question was that Here, Father Henry Cavill contains net worth of 500 trillion United States dollars. Well, one son and Robert Downey Jr. and one daughter Gal Gadot. What is your verdict? The verdict of Tulsi Gabbard is that Robert Downey Jr. should get maximum 340 trillion United States dollars, and Gal Gadot should get minimum 160 trillion United States dollars. It is the verdict of Tulsi Gabbard as in the case of inheritance. Well, you know, well, if you are bachelor pass out bachelor and pass out masters in sociology or civics or law, well, you know that the correct answer should be, as an inheritance, son Robert Downey Jr. should get 499 trillion 999 billion 999 million 999,999.99 United States dollars, and daughter Gal Gadot should get inheritance only 1 United States cent. Here's the point. Well, as a civic says, and as a inheritance, as a law of inheritance, it is the correct answer that can be opposite of Tulsi Gabbard answer. But well, in the law, well, as the answer, the Tulsi Gabbard score is 0 marks out of 200 marks in sociology of class 3. In homeschooling at the class 3 period is 1989 to 2000. But irony is that with this sociological homeschooling knowledge, Tulsi Gabbard could become Honolulu City Council in 2011, and in 2002 she became the Hawaii's House representative. And there is the big scandal, as we can see. Now I have no times because I have to take a bath. Well, I would like to see you then in the part 1 live. Well, Khudafez, love you.